And guess what? He was supposed to be executed. Those people that went into prison, Nazi concentration camps, they were told. They were only told about their date. All they had to look forward to was their date of execution. That's all. So what did Viktor Frankl do? He started to internally communicate with himself. Everybody else was down in the dumps with their head down. And you know what? Germans, they carried out horrific acts during that time period. Murders, genocide. So Viktor Frankl was there and he was thinking in his mind. He was asking the question in his mind. He was internally communicating with good questions. And the questions were, how can I escape from prison? How am I going to get out of here? How can I escape from this prison camp? And you know what? He didn't ask it once. So his feedback, his internal feedback to himself was, how can I escape? So he'd say, how can I escape? How can I escape? How can... And he kept asking that question over and over and over. And then one day, when he was given the unique opportunity of dumping some bodies, what did he do? He ripped his clothes off and jumped into the flesh. And that is his story of how he escaped. So wherever you are, whatever situation you're in, it doesn't matter if you're having a communicational issue with a partner. It doesn't matter if you're having a communicational issue at work. It doesn't matter if you're having a communicational issue with your team, or son, or child. You need to learn how to master. It don't matter where you are. Viktor Frankl was in the Holocaust. It doesn't matter where you are. I'm sure you're following my communication here. It doesn't matter where you are. You need to learn to master your internal communication, to ask the right questions, and the right questions in your mind will produce an output. If you ask the right question in your mind, you will get the correct output. And the output is what you put in. It's a bit like what you put into your bank. If you put £5 into your bank, that's what you're going to get. If you put £100 into your bank, you're going to get £100. You put 1,000 in, you get 1,000. You might not have 1,000, you might not have 100, you might not have 5. It depends on what you put in. With regards to your communication system, with regards to how you're internally communicating, what personal development? How are you banking your personal development? What are you thinking about when we talk about your personal development? What are you putting in? What kind of questions are they in there for you that you need to consider today, that you should be talking about today? What kind of communications are you having? Do you say to yourself, the worst has happened, this is it now? Are you going to be like Viktor Frankl, or are you going to be like Viktor Frankl by saying, how can I escape? Think of the question. Don't ask why, but ask how. How can I resolve this? I've put on so much weight. I'm in so much pain. When I get out of bed, I'm struggling. You could be in that state. By the way, I'm not talking about me. But I'm just getting fat and fat and fat and fat. And you know what? I'm going to ask you the question. The question that you should be asking is, how can I resolve this problem? So I want to empower you to say to yourself internally the how question. Learn to start asking the how question. Once you start asking the how question, guess what? You ask a brilliant question. Viktor Frankl asked a brilliant question. Jesus said, keep on asking. Viktor Frankl kept on asking. Jesus said, I'm not preaching Christianity here, but Jesus said keep on asking. So if you keep on asking, yes, he was talking about prayer, but he said keep on asking. If we take the principle out of that and keep on asking, what is going to happen? If we ask the right question like Viktor Frankl did over and over again, what's going to happen? We're going to get the correct what? Answer. If you say, why am I like this? Why is this happening to me? You know what? You're disempowering yourself. So you need to learn to ask the correct question. And not ask it once. Let it reverberate in your mind. Let it keep on being asked in your mind. And only then you're going to be able to change. Because once you know the answer to the question, you're going to be directed towards the change. You're going to be directed towards your feedback. That your feedback from your internal mind, and that feedback is going to stir. That feedback will stir a breakthrough. So if you want to have a breakthrough, if you feel like having a breakthrough, then learn to start asking the correct questions. Learn to start having great feedback from other people. When they say something to you, they're saying it for a reason. It's how they're processing. So you need to learn. If you're not reaching them, you need to learn how to get through to them more effectively. That is the idea. All right, so learn, and it all starts with not external communication. It starts with internal communication or mastery, and that starts from you asking the right question in your mind and seeking and constantly asking that question. So today we're talking about feedback. That's the subject area, and if you want to comment, as I say in the box, we've had Rena, we've had Sunil, anybody else want to comment in the box, that's fine. I'm just going to go for a quick break. Don't go away, stay there. I'm going to come back just in a moment and we'll talk some more. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, here we go again. Vikas Chopra back again. Training for employment and personal development is what we're talking about. That's what our communication is about. And today's session is about feedback. That's what I want to communicate to you about. And what I want to say is that we have available training programs and courses for you if you want to develop yourselves and learn and push yourselves in the right direction for development. I think it's a very, very important time. I think that we're going through a change where obviously we know that there's going to be a lot of people that are without jobs and that are going to struggle. There are professionals already contacting me, telling me that they would like to work in certain areas. So I'm looking to help those people out. You may be one of those. You might be struggling and you might want to improve yourselves. But what I want to say to you is that we're here to take on board and give and get some feedback from yourselves as well. So today's session is going to be about personal development and training programs that we can offer you. Now, what I want to say is, are you an employer? If you are an employer looking for personal development yourself, or if you have staff members and you're from West Midlands areas and you want to develop, then I want you to get in touch with me because we have programs available for you and your team, and they are absolutely free, not a single penny. Now, I'm giving you my hand. I want you to say to me, let me bite it off. Okay, you give a shark a hand. What does a shark do? Or bite it off, yeah? So I'm giving you my hand to say to you, we have got some free programs for you if you are an employer. We've got some free programs for your staff. We can develop. I've met some employers, and I met some strange people as well. I met some strange employers that they want to train themselves, but they don't want to train the staff. And I don't understand that. They think if their staff get trained up, they're going to leave them. What insecurity is that? What is that all about? All right. So, in terms of communication here, in terms of developing yourself, and in terms of developing your staff team, I want to say to you that we're available for you as an employer to support you. We're available if you're employed and you're working for an organisation and you want to push yourself in a certain area, maybe into care work, maybe into hospitality work. We know hospitality is down. We know people are struggling. But if you want to prepare yourself and maybe want to work in that industry, you need to give me a call. Get in touch, because we can give you that support, and we have free programs available for you that can support you to do this. All right, we have a series of 4 programs. We have sector-based packs available to help you develop and push yourself. And believe it or not, life is about pushing yourself. Life is about pushing yourself that little bit more. It's about skiing off that edge a little bit more. It's about taking that slight risk and then coming back. Not too much, but slight. Just as much as you're comfortable with, so that when you push yourself that little bit more and come back, next time you can take a bit more of a risk and come back. When I say risk, there's no risk in development though, is there? There's no risk in pushing yourself to develop and pushing yourself to improve yourself, is there? That's not really a risk, but pushing yourself is. I think you need to push yourself, and I'll say that very clearly to you. And whoever you are, and if you're not thinking about improvement and you're not thinking about development, well, that's down to you. But let me ask you a question. Do you know someone, all right, now that is unemployed? Do you know someone that might need some training and support or development? If you do, you need to get in touch with us, because that's why we're here, to give you that support. You can get in touch with me, Vikas 07932 604 705. Email excellencetrain@outlook.com, or alternatively you can get in touch with the studio to get in touch with me on 01902 457 875. Alternatively, I will say, if you have a story, if you're a company owner, if you want to tell a story, if you want to come and speak to me and come into the studio at some point in time, yes, we're in COVID, but if you want to come in and you want to communicate your story out there to other people, then I think it's very, very important that you do so, because people are after